Hey, what's going on, guys? And we're back with around the CHL for heading into week 4. A little bit of a different format tonight. Things have been kind of messed up, not just with around the CHL, but with all stuff that I'm involved with uh, due to a few reasons. Um, but basically, J Rod's not with us tonight. I think he's doing a family thing. His family gets together and watches the Money in the Bank matches and all the WWE pay-per-views. So if that's going on and you guys are watching that, I completely understand. As far as other stuff, normally we go off at 7:30, but tonight out to dinner with my father and ran into some family friends that I haven't seen since I was about 9 or 10 years old. So I couldn't just blow them off. As much as I would have loved to come here, broadcast for you, it would have been rather rude of me to go ahead and do my thing. So come home, setting things up, and obviously I'm having some issues with the camera, so you guys get to look at this pretty around the CHL thing. So basically, we're going to do my basic rundown on my own. No J-Rod tonight, just me. Don't forget you can follow me at Powda_P on Twitter. Communicate with me there. I'm usually very good about getting to you guys back as quickly as I can. A little bit of a disclaimer there. I am not, I repeat, I am not a league official. I'll say it again slowly so other people can understand. I am not a league official. The only thing I can do with you to help you with rules, I can try to help you interpret them. However, I know just as much as everybody else when it comes to the rules. I read what I see and I follow those rules. So don't tweet me with questions about rules because I'm just going to go and read them myself and get back to you and probably just quote the rule book and give you a link as to where to find things. Other than that, but I do like to talk LG. For me, I'm getting called up for the week to replace my GM for Albany, so I will be an AHL player for the week. So I will not be participating in my CHL games. However, big week for the Spokane Chiefs themselves and a lot of big matchups, and it's given them a good chance to test out some of their D-men. So if you are a GM and you traded us one of those D-men in the past few weeks, I do appreciate that because in my absence, they will need some new faces there to kind of to play some games. So let's just get into it. First of all, obviously we got some highlights of the week. Start with our bad players. When I name these bad players, let's just say these are not necessarily my true diehard opinions as the worst player. However, a couple of them really stood out to me this week, and it's just something you have to you have to look at. First of all, footballer 5894. He didn't play any games this week, so he shouldn't qualify as a bad player of the week or a scratch or a dud or whatever else you want. However, he is still listed in a 4-1 loss from the Armada against the Charlottetown Islanders. He lost in a 4-1 game, and apparently he had 5,000 goals on 7 shots. Now, obviously, this is an inaccurate stat, and this is why this guy makes my scratch, because this change has still not been made, and it has been since June 15th since this game was put in, and these stats are still jacked up. If you look at it, he's shooting 71,428.6. That's his shooting percentage. So, I mean, obviously, kind of irks me because when I look at stats, I'm breaking down, points and goals and this, that, the other thing, and I don't need to see a guy that has 5,000 goals because it's obviously not true. As far as my other bad player of the week, it's going to have to go to the Edmonton Oilers King goalie, Big Bad Wolf MLD. This is a legit player of the week, player that I think needs to really step it up if he's going to do something. I finished the week ranked 434 out of 640, played 6 games, all as goalie, went 1-5, and posted a 72 save percentage and a goals against average of 4.3. It's 26 goals in 6 games. Way too many. With big losses to the Kootenay Ice, which I didn't even know they still had a team there. I thought they had fallen apart. A 6-4 loss to the Spokane Chiefs, a 5-3 loss to the Edmonton Oil Kings, and a few other notable losses. But he had a surprising 3-0 win against the Red Deer Rebels. So my question there is, how are they shutting down the toughest team they played this week but they can't beat. You can't stop any pucks. What's up? So Big Bad Wolf MLD, you're on my watch list. If you're the GM of Edmonton, I hope you guys have another goalie. Moving on to some of the highlights of the week on the positive side. First of all, I got to go with Darkin from the Forers. He left winger, went 3-0. It's his first 3 games of the season. Actually, I take it back. It's his 4th game of the season. Played for the Medicine Hat Tigers, and then he was traded to the Forers for Ilongquist I and Arm Ageton, which is a pretty sweet gamer tag. But statistically, he went 3-0, 12 points, plus 11, shooting 50% on 14 shots. So, I mean, 7 goals on 14 shots, I'll take that any day of the week. You guys all know that. As far as our other highlight standout player of the week, it's got to go. I usually don't like to use these guys that are always on top of the boards, but this is by far, I think, one of the best weeks I've seen out of a goalie since I've been here at LG. And that would be Galley X27 of the Acadie Bathurst Titan. That's Hamilton's team over in the Q. They are the dominant force. However, he played 4 games last week, went 4-0, had 3 shutouts, and the only time he didn't, it was a 4-3 win against the Screaming Eagles. So for the week, he posted a 94.6 save percentage and had a goals against average of 0.7. By far the big standout, and good luck to him tonight in his week 4 debut against the I don't even know what that logo is. It's like one of those looks like a shark coming out of water, but playing against Billy Gilly, who I know is a solid goalie himself. So the matchup is there, and I wish them all the best of luck. Before we get into some of the other topics, let me go ahead and remind you, we do have LG Snapshot coming out this week, 10 o'clock on Tuesday. I'm not sure if that's subject to change due to Canada Day. I hope it is not, because I'm excited to do the show again. However, CHL Mail Time will still go on, but it's going to be a day early this year. For me, July 3rd is a big event for me and my friends. We do something every year. It's our big celebration day, only because usually the 4th is more of a recovery day and everybody has to work the 5th. However, it falls on a weekend this year, but we still want to keep up our July 3rd traditions and still do what we do. So LG CHL Mail Time will go on Wednesday night. So keep the calls coming there. Got a few drunken messages last night, so hopefully we can decipher those and get those questions answered for you. If you still want to get involved with CHL Mail Time, the number there is 774-260-5411. I'll tweet that out a little bit later. Hopefully you guys can call in with some cool questions, cool topics to talk about, because that's the show that is powered by you guys and allows me to interact with you on a not a face-to-face basis, but as close as we're going to get there. Going into power rankings, you guys obviously are probably expecting some power rankings from the CHL Media Group today, and we had a miscommunication, and we're missing one division right now. I don't want to just call that person out like last week, because I know he did these, because I spoke with him in a party yesterday. He swears he emailed them to me. I swear I don't have them. And then he was out all day today. But as soon as they are up, they will be posted. I promise you that. So stay tuned for those power rankings. We got write-ups on all the teams. We got new QMJ East coverage from Kamloops' own Breck Easy. He stepped up to take over that division. So let's get back to what's going on around the CHL. Tonight we have two huge matchups, both from the WHL. There wasn't too many in the Q that really stood out in my eyes. We got a lot of stuff going on in the queue and stuff like that, but really the race there is a 3-team race, or even a 2-team race. You got the Screaming Eagles, the Voltigeurs, and the Titan. They've been dominating all season, and the Titan obviously standing well above them with 44 points, but the Screaming Eagles have been surging, and if they're also on a 5-game win streak, and if they didn't have to play the Titan, they would be the number 2 team in the conference. But since they're in the same division, they're looking at that number 4 spot as a second place in the division. But our 2 matchups in the week, they come from, we got Kamloops versus Swift Current. Home game for Kamloops. They're the heavy favorites to win this one. However, if there are teams in the WHL that can beat Kamloops, it is Swift Current. They are a powerhouse. 17-7 on the season, 3 overtime losses. Kamloops, obviously, 25-1-1. Little special shout out to Moose Jaw for knocking off, taking that 0 out of the loss column for him, because that really got me excited. But the matchup tonight is a fairly good one. We got RTR Rudy at left wing, Ill Blazin, Nylander, Creasefire, Vision, and Jimmy Bergeron for the Swift Current Broncos. And over in Kamloops, we got Peg Leg Pete, Snow Stud 2001, Broken Promises 4, Doherty X53, and their GM, the lovable Bocasmo 77, and of course everyone's favorite loudmouth goalie, Zari. Everybody loves some Zari. So that should be an exciting matchup. Obviously, I have to say Kamloops is going to win this one, but I am rooting for Swift Current. I cannot wait to see the outcome of this game. I really hope someone can stream it so I can watch it live. I got nothing to do between now and my AHL games tonight, so I'm really excited to hopefully catch some of these stream games this time around, as opposed to worrying about my CHL games and stuff like that. Our other matchup comes from my team. I'm not playing in it, so therefore I cannot sit here and say that I have any bias to it. However, the Moose Jaw Warriors are at 19-7. The Spokane Chiefs are at 15-10. However, these are two teams that have big playoff aspirations and have a shot that they have every much of a chance to be at the Memorial Cup Finals at the end as anyone else. And I just think this is a matchup that needs to be highlighted. As of right now, I'm not seeing any centers listed for Spokane, but right now we got the two new D-men, Joey Ads and Two Eyes of Hate. On the wings, I got Bob Marley and Unwanted Hero V3. Very solid matchup. If I'm not mistaken, that should be CJ Swan stepping in at center, and if he's unavailable, maybe even REU Captain Chronic. I'm not 100% sure. I cannot speak upon that because it's not in the system yet. But over in Moose Jaw, we got Nick 321 on the left wing, Gunwoad in center, Squirtle Squad, and on the right wing, Bromley Bomb 12 and Grappler Who 126 on the blue line with M. Gordon Gecko. Oh, that's a good name. Mr. Gordon Gecko here will be, in the pipes, in between the pipes for them tonight. My prediction here, I don't want to bet against my team, but if I was to gamble, I'd have to put my money on Moose Jaw. Coming off a huge win against the Kamloops Blazers, and now they are now the team. I know the Spokane locker room is in a frenzy, not worried, but they are hyped up for this game. They know it's a big one. A win here would just start off the week great for them. So if that game's getting streamed, another one you might want to check out. I'm not sure if there's a stream going or if it's going to happen or whatnot, but this is the first time these two teams have met this season, and they do play again in week 7. So stay tuned for that and the rematch then. Looking around the league, not a whole lot has changed. Excuse me. Kamloops is still on top, doing their thing at 25-1-1. We all know they broke the record last week for longest winning streak in the CHL, so big kudos to you guys. Those season records and stuff like that, those are over the history of the CHL, not just this season, obviously. And those moments are really are special. Not to sound cheesy or corny, However, I think it was really, it's an accomplishment, and they should be proud of themselves, and being a part of that is awesome. But they are leading the WHL Western British Columbia Division. And then in the WHL West US Division, we got the Tri-City Americans and the Spokane Chiefs at 37 points and 32 points, respectively, both on winning streaks right now. So it'll be interesting to see where they, if they can flip-flop their positions for this week. It's going to be a tight race in that division, but right now it's looking like it's going to be a two-team race and a two-team race only. So to Seattle, Portland, and Everett, you guys weren't invited to the party, so pack your bags and or just practice. And one of those things, it'll work. Then over in the WHL East, we got Red Deer and Saskatoon leading up their two divisions. However, Moose Jaw's statement win over the Kamloops Blazers obviously means that they are here to play and they are ready for anybody. I don't care if you guys want to say they were playing a TC line or a backup line or a fifth line, whatever you want to say in Kamloops. There's a reason you guys lost. Doesn't matter. Loss is a loss is a loss is a loss. Moose Jaw did it to you, so they are now officially one of those teams to be scared of in the WHL. Also in the WHL East Eastern Division, we have the Swift Current Broncos and the Saskatoon Blades. The Blades are on top with 43 points, and the Swift Current Broncos are with 37 points, are 2 points behind the second place Moose Jaw Warriors. Over in the Central Division, obviously, we have the Red Deer Rebels at 38 points, sitting with a nice 18-7 record with 2 overtime losses. And then the next team closest is the Medicine Hat Tigers, who at 34 points. Then we got a third and fourth battle with the Lethbridge Hurricanes with 29 points. The Calgary Hitmen right behind them with 28. Then at the bottom of the barrel, we got the Kootenay Ice with 16 points on the season with a 7-17-2 record. So hopefully these teams in the basement can step it up. The teams on top can keep it going. I'm having a lot of fun this season. There seems to be a lot of excitement, a lot of action going on, some rivalries and stuff like that. But other than that, it's been a lot, fairly exciting season thus far. Over in the QMJ, we got the 3 divisions: the Maritime, the East, and the West. We all know, we already discussed that the Titan are on top of that, with the Screaming Eagles right behind them. And then over in the West Division, we got the Drummondville Voltigeurs with 36 points, then the Forers with 32, the Armada with 30, the Sherbrooke Phoenix with 28, the Gatineau Olympiques with 26, and then the Huskies at the bottom with 19. But with those 19 points, hey, you're still in this race. It's a long season, and if it were to end today, you guys have got that 16th playoff spot. Over in the QMJ East, we got the Victoriaville Tigers with 33 points. Then you got a really tight race here with the Drakkar with 30 points. In third place, you have the Saskatoons with 29, and then you got the Oceanic with 27. So you got a really tight race there. They're all on losing streaks. Well, I wouldn't call the Saskatoons a losing streak, but they have lost their last game. But a lot of potential here and a lot of excitement to be expected in the next few weeks with playoff races heating up. Then in the Maritime Division, obviously the Titan and the Eagles are up there. Then you got the Sea Dogs, followed by the Mooseheads, the Moncton Wildcats, and the Charlottetown Islanders. I'm not sure what's going on in Charlottetown. I don't know if there's life there or what. Anybody wants to call into the CHL Mailtime show, give me your opinion on Charlottetown, maybe some of these other bottom of the barrel teams, because we are absolutely sick of hearing of all these great teams, and we want to hear about the teams that aren't doing so great and why they're not doing so great. We would love to hear from the league members and everybody else that's involved, because without you guys' input, I don't know too much. The reason all these teams that do get a little bit of hype, the Titan, the Kamloops, Moose Jaw, Swift Current, they're GMs, they're players, they're active, they interact with the shows, they converse. Portland, they got guys like Archie and Cold as Life over there. Those guys are constantly giving me feedback and comments and concerns and questions and all that good stuff. So Twitter, the CHL Mailtime show, send me a PM, all that stuff. You guys can be a part of all this. I want to know what's going on with your team, with the league, all this stuff. Lots of excitement. With that being said, that is it for this week on Around the CHL. I'd be looking forward to checking out all these results, and obviously looking forward to having J-Rod back next week so we can bring more and more content to you guys. So stay tuned for the power rankings. They should be up within the next couple hours as soon as I speak to my last writer. LG Snapshot Tuesday night, of course, as always. And then CHL Mailtime will be on Wednesday this week instead of Thursday. Don't forget, all these videos can be found on the League Gaming YouTube channel. Click subscribe, like the videos, comment on them, do all that stuff, hype it up. Let's get it going so we have more motivation to do more and more and more and more for you. As far as everything else, been having a blast. I hope you guys are too. I'm Powder P. Peace.